Hey y'all, Coach Ash here, and today I just wanted to talk about my experience this year just investing in myself, investing in my business, trying to grow and just learning from it all, right? I haven't done the full math yet, but I've probably spent close to $10,000 this year in self-development, in business investments, in conferences, travel, um, courses, books, just so many things to really elevate myself and get in the rooms where I can think bigger or see things that I've never seen before. And what this taught me, spending almost over $10,000 investing in my business for this past year is that, you know, you have the answers all along, but you just need to pay attention. And what I mean by that is a lot of the times if something's free, we don't value it as much as when we pay. We're not going to have that level of urgency or the attention span to really open up our minds and our ears to what we're learning unless there's some kind of cost attached to it. If it's behind a paywall and you're itching to get a solution, like it's going to stretch you because now you have to find the resources to invest into it. And if it's a conference, especially, now you have to travel or find accommodations and got to pay for tickets to get to that event, right? And it's just so valuable. People really underestimate how valuable it is. And not valuable in the sense that, it's information that's revolutionary. 9 times out of 10, it's stuff that is just reiterated in different ways. But what's more valuable is just the experiences and the connections that you get from putting yourself in different environments, in different rooms. And when you're able to just soak up the atmosphere and you just see how other people are living, you get to talk to them and see how other people think. Like, it just opens up your mind in ways that I can't even fully explain on this video. Like, it's just you just become more aware of the things where you're lacking in and where you could do better in. And you become more aware of your skills and talents as well. You become aware of your weaknesses. And I think what these events have taught me the most is that self-awareness is the greatest skill that you can have if you want to elevate yourself and your business if you have one, and just get better in life. If you don't have the self-awareness to know where you can improve, you don't have a target, you don't have a goal or something to aim for. And that is a bad place to be in because we as human beings have brains that love targets, that love goals. And if there's no intention, if there's no direction, then we just get lost in the sauce and we get worse and worse over time because what gets neglected just gets worse over time. But what you set your intentions to gets better and better because you're working towards a goal. Like, people don't realize our brains love structure, but it has to be structured in a way where we get dopamine from the hard work that we're doing. A lot of times people are getting dopamine from the hard work they're not doing. They get dopamine from sitting in front of their couch. They get dopamine from scrolling on Instagram. They get dopamine from eating fast food. And I spoke about it in another video about breaking bad habits. It's like, it's not going to feel pleasant at first, In fact, it'll be even more painful when you're self-aware and you realize all these areas where you're lacking or you're not doing the best in. But you know what? That is part of the process. That is part of why you need to expose yourself in these rooms, because it makes you realize, you know, you could do better. You are thinking small, or you have some internal issues to work on. And a lot of the times, going to these type of events have really challenged my current belief systems in ways that are just like unfathomable. Like, it just stretches my mind and my brain. And I'm just like, wow, like I did not know this was possible. Like $100,000 in a day, $1 million in a day. Like, how is that even possible? But it just reminds me that, like, to some people, it's not this big extravagant thing. Like, it's just their new normal. And I want to get to the point where those things that we value, like money, things, houses, they're not even they're not even worth the connections and the people and the relationships that I have around me. Like, they're just the cherry on top. Like, I want to get to that point. I want to get to the point where I am financially free and I'm able to have a business that supports my family for generations. And in order for me to do that, I need to think bigger. I need to be stretched. And, this just goes back to the point of, you need to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself does not mean that you'll learn something new or revolutionary. You might, but a lot of the times it's to keep you in that state of urgency to do it now, to expose yourself to new stimulus, and to just open up your brain. And the most powerful thing that I learned from this year, investing in myself as much as I have, is that I have all the tools I need to succeed. I just need to use them better. And I also need a better mindset to be creative enough and resourceful enough to use those skills, to leverage my talents, my tool set. And like this, I guarantee you, this next year is probably going to be one of the best years of my life. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I'll end up or where I'll be, but my goal is just to become a better human being, to put out as much valuable content as possible, help as many lives as possible, and just keep leveling up. And I'm going to continue to do that this next year. I'm going to continue to do that for the rest of my life. And I'm excited to see what this new year will bring, but I also am excited to bring this year to a close and really just reflect on all the wonderful experiences I had at conferences this year, and putting that information to work. So, this was more of a ramble, but if you guys watched this video and you enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments, like, what's some things that you've invested in that paid off dividends? What's some things that you learned in conferences? What's a take on conferences? Maybe you're not a conference person and you think they're a ripoff. You're entitled to your opinion, but I think conferences and events and courses are like the best thing to mankind. And the time that we're in, where everything's digital and you can meet people across the world, you can have such a reach and an influence across the world. Like, it's just priceless. And you can do it for free at that. So, you got to leverage your skills, leverage your talents. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you like this type of content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.